My dreams are nightmares. How can I sleep? You got the gun against me.
What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Elite Collection Decade of Domination, Natayla. And so here we have Natayla posed and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through what she comes with. Natayla does come with 2 pairs of hands. We do get a pair of fists. Then we get a pair of grip hands. We also get the Untitled display podium, which looks really nice. I do like that accessory. And then, of course, we do get the Divas Championship. Other than that, Natayla doesn't come with anything else. So let's actually move on to her details. And so here we have a closer look at Natayla, and I think that Mattel has done a really great job with this figure. It really does look like Natayla back in the day. One thing I will point out is that she has red hair right here. When she did debut in WWE, I do believe she had the red hair before joining, or before forming the Hart Dynasty. We had a red head for Natayla, which they did a really good job capturing with this figure. Now, one thing I will point out is that the face, it does and doesn't look like Natayla. From some angles, it looks like Natayla. From others, it doesn't. I still feel like her previous Elite release has been the best face we've gotten for Natayla, but this is still a really good contender for a second best Natayla face. Really do like the hair. It fits the figure really nicely, and it does go down really far, so I really like the way it looks. They could have added some shading into her hair just to make some of the details pop, but it does have some natural shading, which does help out with the detailing on the figure. So I have to give credit where credit is due. They did an excellent job with this figure, especially with the face. So let's move on to her attire, which I think I have the biggest problem with that. So I really don't have a problem with the way they did her top. You know, this is how they've done a lot of other tops for women in the past, where they just painted on the attire. Here it's a little bit strange because she's actually molded in this blue plastic, and her skin tone and the silver and white are all painted on, which that's not necessarily a bad thing. But you can see there's some fuzziness in the line work. That just comes with the territory when they're painting the flesh tone and they have to line up with the pattern. It does appear a little bit fuzzy, and this is not one of the better figures that they've done this with. It is a really nice look, but one thing I am a little bit annoyed with, the belly button. Why is her belly button exposed? Why don't they have a mold where the belly button is covered up? That's something that really bothers me. Like, that shouldn't be an issue this far into making figures, but Mattel just keeps they keep doing the cheap things and giving us the same torso instead of molding a new one. That belly button does stick out really obviously. It's not supposed to look like it's painted on her skin. It's supposed to look like ring tights, and if she was wearing ring tights, you wouldn't see the belly button. It's as simple as that. I do like the detailing on it, though. If they actually took the time to mold a new torso for this particular version of Natayla, I'm pretty sure all these little studs would have been molded. Maybe the line work would have been molded as well, but it's still a really nice look for the figure. And then we have generic studs right here where they're just painted on. They're not sculpted whatsoever, and they're just doing that as a cost-saving measure. There's some blue and silver studs in there. Surprisingly, the blue doesn't get lost in the blue plastic. It's enough of a brighter blue that you can still make it out, so I do appreciate that little detail. One little detail I'm not a fan of is the way her tights look right here. It's supposed to be the skin tone right there, but it just doesn't match her skin tone at all. It looks really pale. It's really bad. I have a intent to like just acetone that off and just make it tights going all the way down. I think that would look much better than that. That's a very terrible attempt. And then we do have these really nice looking kick pads. I was going to say they look like cow kick pads. They're not, but the pattern does remind me of patterns on a cow. It's still a really nice look, but yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind. It's not black. It's a really nice dark blue. I think it's supposed to match the blue on her tights, but yeah, it doesn't do a really good job matching, but it's still a really nice look. So overall, this version of Natayla is really good, and it's a really nice throwback to a Natayla that I never thought we would get in a Mattel line. So really good job on the face. I think it's really good that they're going back and redoing older figures with the new face print technology that works so much better than the hand paint. But anyway, that's all for her detail. Let's actually get her compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Natayla posed next to a WWE Ultimate Edition's Brock Lesnar and a basic Jeff Hardy. And then finally, here we have the Decade of Domination Natayla posed next to the Elite 74 Natayla. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to Natayla's articulation. Now, she is a little bit taller than the 74 Elite Natayla. I have no idea why she grew when she was 10 years younger. I don't know, that's just a mistake from Mattel, and that's something we've grown to expect. But anyway, moving on to her articulation, we do have a really nice ball joint in the head. She can look down really nicely, and I think she'd be able to look up if it wasn't for the way her hair is molded along her back. That's really impressive. And then she would have head tilt. As you can see, it does tilt off to this side, but because her hair is sculpted in a specific way right here, that hair does butt up against her shoulder, so we do get somewhat of a nice head tilt, and the rotation works okay, although her hair will make her rotate at an angle, so just be aware of that. Arms are on ball joints, they do go out to the side, no problem. Do a full 360. We have a bicep swivel, single bend in the elbow giving us 90 degrees. Then we have a swivel and hinge at the wrist. Ooh, that's a tight hinge, but it still hinges, as well as some swivel. She does have a ball joint here at the torso, although mine is pretty stiff. I don't know if you guys can see, there's also some resistance, like it doesn't want to stay in one position for too long. It wants to go back to neutral on mine, which is a little bit of a shame. It does tilt side to side, so I do like that. We have rotation at the waist. Legs do kick forward to about there, kick back to about there, out to the side, no problem. We do have rotation at the thigh. Double bend here at the knee, works no problem. We have a swivel at the boot. And then we have a hinge in the ankle. Unfortunately, no rocker ankle. So that's Natayla's articulation for you guys. So what we're going to do now is get her posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Decade of Domination Natayla posed for my final thoughts, and overall this is a really nice figure, and though I am a little bit late to the party when it comes to the Decade of Domination, especially for Natayla. It took a really, really long time for Walmart to ship this out to me, and I completely forgot that I even ordered this. I just saw that Walmart had charged my bank account, and then a couple days later, Natayla and Beth Phoenix showed up on my doorstep. It is a little bit late, but at least they shipped them out, considering that they did cancel my order for the Series 2 of the Decade of Domination. At least I got Natayla and Beth Phoenix out of this. That's sort of a plus. I do like the way this figure came out, don't get me wrong, although Natayla here isn't a figure I would say that a lot of people were asking for. I think there's a few other figures that we could have gotten, maybe another Lita, a Trish Stratus would have also been nice. Natayla here just seems a little bit strange to give us, especially because she comes with a Divas title. She wasn't even the inaugural Divas champion, so it doesn't make sense on why they chose her. Maybe they couldn't make a deal with Michelle McCool to give us a new updated Michelle McCool figure. I don't know, I'm just throwing out my reasoning for why she is in this line. It's a really nice figure, don't get me wrong, but the fact she is taller than the Elite 74 Natayla does boggle my mind on why they can't get a formula for the women just right. Sometimes the figure will be too tall, sometimes it's too short, and then discrepancies between the figures themselves is all over the place. Mattel, just stick to one formula with figures and stay with that, especially when we have a really nice version of the figure in the Elite line. Let's get that in the spin-off lines as well. Natayla here was a Walmart exclusive, although at the time of making this video, I honestly haven't seen the Decade of Domination figures at Walmart anymore, so chances are if you missed out on them, you missed out on them, and that is unfortunate because they were really nice figures. Natayla here would run you $20, although right now I do think she's only running you about $25, which isn't too bad, seeing as how some of the other Decade of Domination figures are running $80 to $100, which is insane. With that being said, guys, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other WWE videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.